This has been a campaign season of strong emotions and high anxiety. Our chief Washington correspondent, Major Garrett, has covered every part of it. On the eve of this election day, he has some thoughts to share about distress, grace, and acceptance. Here's tonight's Eye on America.
We've been traveling all year, not to rallies or speeches, but to places where campaign fury swirls and echoes. Along the way, we've encountered one emotion over and over.
We are dealing with a lot of stuff. Everybody's anxiety and emotions are high, and we just need to chill.
It's a lot of drama everywhere. People have lost contact with humanity.
We were an anxious nation when George Washington took the first oath of office on this site, Federal Hall, Lower Manhattan, 1789. Our fledgling nation was riddled with debt, our Constitution weak.
235 years later, in our first presidential election since COVID, civil unrest and social upheaval. We are even more anxious now.
We won't go back!
A poll by the American Psychological Association revealed that 69% feel significant stress about this election. 72% fear the outcome will lead to violence, and more than half fear it will spell the end of our democracy.
We don't have a cure for our national angst, but we do know one thing still works in our nervy, teeth-gnashing times: fair play. That means accepting defeat when defeat is clear, even when that clarity is wrapped in microscopically small margins.
I'm fired up, and I need your help.
Last year, Democrat Kimberly Pope Adams ran for a seat in the Virginia House of Delegates.
The needs and concerns of the community are my needs and concerns as well.
You wouldn't have heard much about her race in a district south of Richmond that attracted nearly $6 million in spending.
I campaigned for 18 months for a position that's only 2 years, but it was worth it for me.
On election night, Adams trailed by 78 votes.
We were still hopeful because we knew that the process was not complete and that there was still an opportunity to shrink the margin.
Under state law, Adams had the right to a recount. She never denounced her opponent, alleged fraud, or screamed that the election had been stolen. The recount added 25 votes to Adams' total. Still not enough.
I actually fell short by only 53 votes.
Adams lost, fair and square.
It was heartbreaking, but it wasn't emotional because I didn't believe it. It wasn't emotional because I didn't trust it. It was only emotional because it wasn't what I hoped for.
What's the importance of accepting a close defeat?
Before any of the rhetoric and before any of the picking of sides, remember who you are, remember who your neighbors are, and at the end of the day, know that we played by the rules, and win or lose, that is the outcome.
That is also the burden of loving democracy and our constitutional republic. It commands us to love the experiment more than our own ambitions, to accept defeat when we have lost, to carry on for America, not ourselves.
For Eye on America, I'm Major Garrett in Petersburg, Virginia.